Hi guys, my name is Deborah Brosine and I am new to the eBay seller community, and I just wanted to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about my background. I am 58 years old and I still have two teenagers, and I went back to school 4 different times. Um, Last August I graduated with my fourth degree in cyber forensics. So after about a year of trying to find a job without any experience and without an active security clearance, I started to get really depressed. My husband is older and he does physical work, and I was really counting on being able to sit behind a computer and do something to contribute to our family, keep a roof over our heads. So anyway, long story short, I was very depressed. I was laying in bed a lot. If you can see my bed behind me throughout the shoeboxes. And I was watching YouTube. And I have to tell you, Tino, the soul advisor, you absolutely saved my life. He started talking, and he started talking about these shoes. And it's like something just lit up inside of me. I thought, oh my gosh, my entire life I have been a complete raccoon. I mean, I will go anywhere. It's like I have an instinct to go wherever something is going to be, and I find the exact thing. Like, I wanted a laptop case, but I didn't want to pay $5 more for it. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go to this thrift store, and they're going to have one for $5. Well, they did have one for $5, better than what I anticipated, only it was half off. And so that's just like this natural ability that I've had. So, again, long story short, I took all the money I had and I went out, and, well, before I did that, I sat there and listened to just about every video Tino put out. But before I listened to everyone, I got a little bit too excited and spent a lot of money on shoes that I realize now really weren't that great of an investment. But I came back, I kept listening, I kept going out, I kept hunting, and I listened to Nicole States of States Place, and she was very inspiring, although clothes are very hard to do. I do all the measurements and everything. Suzanne Wells really inspired me with just her business savvy. She knows a lot about business. My husband is not supportive of this at all. He won't help me with this at all. My children are really busy with school and with work. They don't have time to help me. But he pretty much is ignoring me. And I need some help. I mean, this is just a lot to do, to bring things in, to clean it, to take the photographs, to list them. And honestly, for just one person, I feel like I've done pretty good the past 3 months. But I had to go out of town. I started this in July, and in October I had to go out of town for 2 weeks. I had needed to see my mom. I had this booked back in May before I ever intended, to do anything like this. So I had my plane ticket bought. My mom was not doing so well physically, and it was also my 40th high school reunion. And so I went back home, and I didn't have my vacation settings on correctly. And I called eBay because I was frantic, and they said, oh, you have to have a store. So I didn't know that. So they set me up a store in the middle of the night, but they never changed my handling time. So I went down to like 80% on that or something. But anyway, I'm back now. And since I've been back, which has been almost a week, I haven't had one sale. Well, yesterday I did have one sale. It was kind of funny because I saw that my eBay fees were like $90 and something. And I'm like, oh my gosh, do I have enough in my checking account for that? And I was kind of pondering that over. And the next time I looked at the screen, somebody had bought a pair of bed stews that I had advertised, peep toe heels, for $97. And then right after that, somebody bought another pair of shoes for like $20. So that covered that. So I just felt really fortunate. So I thought what I would do is there are so many of you guys that are professionals out there, and I'm just a beginner. And I thought maybe I would start a video YouTube thing to let people know what it's like at the beginning and kind of walk through with me to see if they really want to do this. For example, I have hundreds of pairs of shoes downstairs, and I did not realize there were category limits. And at first they told me it was 90 days. Then they said, I called them up on October 13th and I'm like, guess what today is? Today is my 90 days. I can sell as many shoes as I want. And they're like, oh yeah, well, he might have told you a little bit wrong because you have to sell at least 24 in that category. And I'm like, oh, but I have hundreds of shoes at home and I can't make money unless I can sell these shoes. He goes, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you. Well, I was still out of town, so he gave me 10 straight days of being able to list as many shoes as I want. So as soon as I got home, I started listing. I started in the morning. I cleaned, I polished, I listed. I don't remember eating anything other than ice cream for the past week. And then last night around 6 o'clock, it said, oops, you've reached your category limit. So I guess that they kind of cut me off on shoes. So right before I left, I found two of my thrift stores that I usually go to that one of them had half price off clothes. And then I realized that their clothes were normally no higher than $3. So I paid 50 cents to $1.50 for every item. And I bought mostly jeans. And then this other thrift store I go to, which is really expensive. I mean, after I told them I was selling shoes, some of their shoes started going up to like $69. But that was red tag day, and everything was 69 cents that was red tag. So I found a bunch of shoes, as well as fire extinguisher, popcorn popper, a bunch of other stuff that was 69 cents. But anyway, I know I'm rambling on here. I just wanted to introduce myself to you guys. I follow you. I follow a lot of you if I even haven't mentioned you. Some of you guys are real enthusiastic in your talking, and it's hard for me to stay tuned for real long because I'm kind of more mellow and need to hear it kind of slow. But I follow many, many of you. So I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Deborah Brosine. I think I'm calling my store Deborb Store. And so that's all that I wanted to do, really, was introduce you to me and tell you a little bit about my background and what I'm trying to do, and help anybody new that gets started. You guys are steps ahead of me, but maybe somebody else who's considering this, I might be only 1 or 2 steps ahead of them, so I'm newer and can tell them what I just went through, like at the very, very beginning, things you guys have forgotten. That poor guy I met at the thrift store that's going to quit his job and do what I'm doing, but he was in there every single day, and so I had to tell him about it. Anyway, big shout out to Tino, the soul advisor, who sincerely changed my life around. I have found my natural calling. I don't care if my husband's not talking to me. I will make him feel, well, I'll prove him wrong. Let's put it that way. Because I just know this is going to happen. It's in my blood. It's more natural than any of the other 4 degrees I went and got. So anyway, guys, till next time, take care, and I will see you soon. Okay, bye.